Deep in the heart of South America in Guyana lies one of the planet's last great expanses of rainforest. It's a world of breathtaking biodiversity, a green ocean stretching across nearly 85% of the country, where a jaguar's roar can still echo for miles. For centuries, this jungle held its secrets close. Now, those secrets are coming out, and they're worth billions. Today, a new sound is echoing through the Kuyuni-Mazaruni region. It's the sound of heavy machinery, of falling trees, and of a modern-day gold rush kicking into high gear. But this isn't the work of lone prospectors with pickaxes and pans. This is the calculated, high-stakes world of industrial mining, backed by international finance and driven by one glittering prize: gold. A Canadian company, G Mining Ventures, is at the center of this seismic shift. They just inked a landmark $83 million equipment deal to kickstart their flagship Oko West Gold Project. This is more than just a business transaction. It's the starting gun for what many are calling Guyana's next great mining boom. It's a venture promising to reshape the nation's economy, create over 1,000 desperately needed jobs, and add another massive revenue stream to a country already being transformed by oil. But this golden dream is being chased in one of the most remote and unforgiving environments you can imagine. The company isn't just digging for gold, it's trying to tame a landscape that has resisted human ambition for millennia. They're facing immense logistical nightmares, daunting environmental risks, and the massive pressure of a nation's hopes resting on their shoulders. The promise is immense: over 4 million ounces of gold, a mine life of more than 12 years, and a projected after-tax value of $2.2 billion. The peril is just as great. This project means carving roads, airstrips, and entire communities out of a thriving rainforest. It demands a delicate balancing act between immense profit and environmental preservation, between national development and the rights of indigenous communities who call this forest home. So, can G Mining Ventures pull off one of the most ambitious mining projects in the world? Or will Guyana's jungles swallow their $83 million gamble whole? Let's find out. So what makes Oko West such a big deal? Let's talk numbers, because they are staggering. This isn't just another mine. It could be a nation-building enterprise. That $83 million deal with Komatsu Genequip for over 60 pieces of heavy machinery is just the down payment on a much bigger vision. The total initial capital needed to bring the Oko West mine to life is estimated to be a colossal $972 million. This investment is the fuel for an economic engine that, according to the project's feasibility study, will be incredibly powerful. The mine is projected to produce an average of 350,000 ounces of gold every single year for over a decade. To put that into perspective, at a conservative gold price, that's an annual revenue stream that can fundamentally alter Guyana's economic landscape, which is already booming thanks to its offshore oil discoveries. In a country actively trying to diversify its economy, a modern gold sector is a critical second pillar. The financial returns are projected to be just as impressive. With a base case gold price of $2,500 per ounce, the Oko West project boasts a post-tax net present value of $2.2 billion and an internal rate of return of 27%. These are the kinds of figures that make international investors sit up and take notice, signaling to the world that Guyana is a serious player in the global mining industry. But what does all this mean for the people of Guyana? It's easy to get lost in billions of dollars and millions of ounces. For the communities in Region 7 and across the country, these numbers translate into real opportunities. The project is expected to create an average of 1,270 direct permanent jobs over its lifetime. During the intense 34-month construction phase, that number will be even higher, with some estimates reaching 1,500 jobs. These aren't just jobs, they are careers. They represent stable incomes, skills training, and a path to prosperity for thousands of families in a region that has historically faced economic challenges. G Mining Ventures has committed to prioritizing local employment, working with Guyana's Board of Industrial Training to ensure the benefits of this boom are felt directly by the local population. The government of Guyana stands to benefit significantly too. The mineral agreement establishes a tiered royalty system: 5% on gold prices up to $1,000 an ounce, and a full 8% on anything above that. With gold prices consistently trading far above that mark, this mine will generate a substantial and steady stream of revenue for the national treasury. This is money that can be reinvested into public services, building schools, hospitals, and better roads, further fueling the country's development. The project is a cornerstone of a broader national strategy, one that sees the mining sector growing significantly. It's a vision of a stronger, more diversified, and more prosperous Guyana, built on a foundation of its own natural wealth. So, who are the players behind this high-stakes gamble? At the forefront is G Mining Ventures Corp., a Canadian mining company with a reputation for a very specific skill set: building and operating mines in tough locations. Led by founder and CEO Louis-Pierre Gignac, Guyana isn't a speculative exploration firm, they are builders. Their specialty is taking a proven resource and efficiently turning it into a productive, profitable operation. They're fresh off the success of their Tocantinzinho mine in neighboring Brazil, which started pouring gold in 2024, and is already generating the cash flow needed to help finance the massive upfront costs of Oko West. This isn't their first rodeo, and that experience is their most valuable asset. In a statement, Gignac emphasized their commitment extends beyond just shareholders, saying, "As we build the Oko West Gold Project, our focus remains on safety, sustainability, and local capacity building. This investment strengthens our ability to deliver a project that benefits not only our shareholders, but also the people and communities of Guyana." The second key player is, of course, the government of Guyana. For decades, Guyana has been a known mining country, but often defined by smaller, less regulated operations. The current administration, however, is actively courting major international investment to modernize the sector. They see projects like Oko West as a way to formalize the industry, boost national revenues, and ensure mining is done to a higher environmental standard. This isn't a passive relationship. The government, through agencies like the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission, GGMC, and the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, is an active partner and regulator. Their job is to enforce the rules, ensure the country gets its fair share, and balance the push for economic growth with their own ambitious national goals, most notably the Low Carbon Development Strategy, LCDS. First launched in 2009 and updated for 2030, the LCDS is a pioneering framework that aims to transform Guyana's economy while combating climate change. It's a bold vision that puts projects like Oko West under intense scrutiny. The government is essentially saying, "Yes, we want the gold, but we will not sacrifice our environmental commitments to get it." Finally, and most importantly, are the people of the Cuyuni-Mazaruni region. For them, this project isn't an abstract number on a stock market ticker or a line item in the national budget. It's a life-altering event happening in their backyard. The region is sparsely populated, and good jobs can be hard to come by. The promise of nearly 1,300 permanent, well-paying jobs is transformative. It means young people might not have to leave home to find work. It means the growth of local businesses, from food suppliers to transportation services, that will support the massive logistical needs of the mine. President Dr. Irfan Ali has actively promoted this vision, touting the thousands of jobs that will be created. However, these communities, particularly the indigenous Amerindian populations, are also the guardians of this land. Their lives are interwoven with the rivers and the forest. While the project is not on designated indigenous land, its proximity means that its environmental footprint, especially on water quality, is a huge concern. Their voices are a critical part of this story, representing both the immense hope for economic uplift and the deep-seated concern for their ancestral environment. The promise of Oko West is written in gold, but the path to that gold is paved with some of the most formidable challenges on the planet. This isn't a simple case of digging a hole. It's an exercise in extreme engineering and environmental stewardship. The project's success hinges on overcoming two colossal hurdles: a logistical nightmare and an environmental peril. First, the logistical nightmare. The Oko West project is located about 95 to 120 kilometers southwest of Guyana's capital, Georgetown. In a developed country, that's a short drive. In the dense, largely undeveloped interior of Guyana, it might as well be on another continent. There are no highways leading to the site. The area is accessible only by a patchwork of rough trails, rivers, and a prayer. To build a nearly billion-dollar mine, G Mining Ventures must first build the infrastructure just to get there. They have to construct a permanent all-weather main access road capable of handling fleets of heavy trucks. They need to build a barge landing on the Cuyuni River to receive the massive equipment being shipped in. They have to construct their own airstrip to fly in personnel and critical SEO. But it doesn't stop there. Once on site, there is nothing. No power grid, no running water, no communications. so they have to build it all from scratch. The early works plan for 2025 includes building a permanent camp for over 1,000 workers, basically a small town. It includes dedicated power generation facilities, as there's no grid to plug into. They're even exploring options like liquefied natural gas, LNG, to meet the mine's massive energy demands more sustainably. Water and sewage treatment plants must be built to the highest standards. A communications tower has to go up to connect this remote outpost to the outside world. Essentially, before a single ounce of gold can be processed, GMIN must build a fully functional, self-sufficient industrial city in the middle of one of the world's great wildernesses. The complexity is staggering. A single delay, a single bridge washout during the rainy season, can have a domino effect on the entire project timeline and budget. The second, and arguably greater challenge is the environmental peril. The Guyana Shield, where the project is located, is a region of immense biodiversity. Any large-scale industrial activity here carries enormous risks. The most obvious is deforestation. Carving out an open-pit mine, roads, and processing facilities inevitably means clearing forest. The bigger concern, however, is water. The mine sits in the watershed of the Guyana River, a vital artery for the region. Mining can release sediments and contaminants into waterways if not managed with surgical precision. The specter of mercury contamination, a legacy of smaller, unregulated mining in Guyana's past, looms large in the public consciousness, even though modern large-scale projects like Oko West have strict no-mercury policies. Protecting the water quality isn't just an environmental issue, it's a social one. Downstream communities, including indigenous groups, rely on the river for drinking, fishing, and transportation. Any degradation of the water could have devastating impacts on their health and livelihoods. This is why the environmental side of the project is a tightrope walk. G-Mining has to prove it can extract billions in gold while leaving a minimal footprint. They are operating under the microscope of the Guyanese government's low-carbon development strategy, which demands that economic development does not come at the expense of the environment. It's a monumental test. Can a 21st-century mining company truly balance the pursuit of profit with the preservation of a priceless natural heritage? The stakes, for both the company and the country, could not be higher. Faced with a logistical labyrinth and an environmental minefield, G-Mining Ventures couldn't just show up with a business plan. They had to come with a book of solutions. Their ability to move forward with Oko West is a story of meticulous planning, strategic investment, and navigating a tough regulatory process. This is the how behind the audacious what. The solution to the logistical nightmare began with that landmark $83 million equipment deal. This wasn't just about buying bulldozers. It was about securing a strategic partnership with Komatsu and its local dealer, Genequip, who have been in Guyana since 1993. This ensures not just the delivery of over 60 state-of-the-art machines, but also the critical on-the-ground maintenance and parts support needed to keep them running in a punishing environment. This fleet is the primary weapon in the war against the jungle, tasked with building the crucial infrastructure themselves. The procurement strategy was equally key. Knowing how long it takes to get specialized mining equipment, the company committed about $190 million early on for the most critical components: the massive grinding mills, the primary crusher, and the power plant. By ordering these items well in advance, they reduced the risk of supply chain delays messing up their aggressive 34-month construction timeline. Developing their own wharf on the Guyana River and an on-site airstrip are direct, expensive answers to the problem of accessibility, creating a private, reliable logistics corridor controlled by the project. However, the biggest hurdle wasn't logistical. It was regulatory and environmental. The key to clearing it was a document, the Environmental and Social Impact Assessment, or ESIA. This wasn't a mere formality. It was a comprehensive 2-year process of scientific study and community engagement. GMIN conducted extensive baseline studies to understand the existing state of the environment, water quality, local wildlife, the social fabric, before a single tree was cleared. In January and February of 2025, the company held a series of public consultation meetings in the local communities of Region 7. This was a critical step, giving residents a platform to voice their concerns, ask tough questions, and provide input that would directly shape the project's development. This transparency was crucial for building trust. The culmination of this exhaustive effort came in September 2025, when Guyana's Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, granted the project its final environmental permit. This permit is the single most important document in the project's life. It is, in effect, the social license to operate, valid through July 2030. It authorizes construction and operation, but comes with a thicket of legally binding conditions. It mandates modern water and sewage treatment plants to protect the Guyana watershed and requires detailed plans for land reclamation. It codifies the company's commitments to social programs and environmental safeguards. Receiving this permit was a massive de-risking event. As CEO Louis-Pierre Gignac stated, the receipt of the environmental permit is a pivotal milestone that de-risks Oko West and clears the path toward a construction decision. It showed investors and the government that an independent, rigorous review had concluded the project could be done responsibly. It showed that the company's plans to manage its environmental footprint weren't just promises, but were now contractual obligations, fully aligned with Guyana's low-carbon development strategy. So, back to our central question. Can G Mining Ventures succeed in the heart of the Guyanese jungle? All the pieces are now in place. A financing package of up to $537.5 million has been secured, a clear vote of confidence from major financial institutions that paves the way for a final construction decision. The $83 million fleet of machinery is scheduled for delivery, ready to carve a new reality out of the wilderness. And the critical environmental permit has been granted, providing a clear regulated path forward. The potential upside for Guyana is undeniable. A new revenue stream worth hundreds of millions of dollars a year, a boost to the gold sector, and the creation of nearly 1,300 long-term jobs in a region that needs them. This project, alongside the country's oil boom, could cement Guyana's status as one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. It represents a chance to use its natural resource wealth to fund a sustainable future, to build infrastructure and uplift its people, all under the ambitious banner of its low-carbon development strategy. Yet the risks haven't vanished. They've only been managed. The jungle remains an unforgiving partner. The logistics of building and operating a city-sized industrial complex in such a remote location will test the company's execution at every turn. The environmental commitments, now enshrined in their permit, will require constant vigilance. The world, the Guyanese people, and the government will be watching to ensure every promise is kept. The Oko West Gold Project is more than just a mine. It's a test case for the future of resource extraction. It asks a huge question. Can our need for resources coexist with the preservation of our planet's last great wild places? Can a developing nation leverage its natural wealth for prosperity without sacrificing its environmental soul? G Mining Ventures believes the answer is yes. The government of Guyana is betting that the answer is yes. They're moving forward, not with blind optimism, but with a detailed, engineered, and heavily regulated plan. The coming years with commercial gold production forecast for the first half of 2028 will reveal if that plan is robust enough to withstand the immense pressures of the jungle and the global economy. Will Oko West become a textbook example of responsible development, or a cautionary tale? The ground is being broken, the gold is waiting, and the world is watching to see what comes next.